properties of 0 and 1. And we are going to work on these together today and learn a lot. Learn a lot. So let's start with, and I'm just going to expand your screen here. Beautiful, beautiful. Who can tell me about the identity property of 0? A plus 0. What does it mean and what will it always give us? Who's going to raise their hand electronically? I have 3 people with physical hands up. I'm looking for raised hands. Bogdan, go.
If you add something to 0, it's always going to be that A. It's going to be the thing you added to 0.
So you think that A plus 0 is A?
Yeah.
I agree with you. Can anybody tell me, can anybody give me an example? An example, read, go. Reed, you are muted.
So it's anytime times 0 is 0, and for some reason I can't leave the meeting or do anything to the meeting.
Well, you're in the meeting and you're good.
Yeah, but I can't like.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, there we go. It just the bottom part where it's mute, stop video, and all that stuff. It wasn't working.
Well, I didn't do anything special on that.
But then then everything froze and it worked.
Hi, Charlotte, almost, because I have you.
Now it works.
There we go. There we go. Okay, great. Now, what I was asking you about the 0 property, there's something actually missing. Hi, Ben. How you doing, Ben? There's something actually missing from the 0 property. A plus 0 is incomplete. There's something missing from that property. Cole, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Cole?
No.
Okay, I thought you had raised your hand. Does anybody look at A plus 0? Isn't that exactly the same as something close to it? Like A minus 0?
Mm-hmm.
So when we say A plus 0, it's the same as A minus 0. So if I say 4 plus or minus 0, we know that we're always going to get the identity, which is the number we started from. Okay? Now, any number times 0. Everybody say it on 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
0.
Yeah.
And that is true. Any number times 0. So I don't care what it is. So if you have, 4 times 0, yes, it will be 0. Now, what about 0 divided by A? Who thinks they have that? Raise your hand electronically, please. Brody, go.
It'll be 0.
And I agree with that. And then can anybody tell me if the last one is exactly the same, A divided by 0, and I only have one person raising their hand, and I want everybody raising their hand electronically to share. A divided by 0, really important property. So I want everybody thinking about this. Milo, what do you think about it? And Reed, why don't you wait before you give it away? Milo, I want to hear what you have to say. You'll have to unmute yourself since you're muted. Go for it. So Milo, what do you think 4 divided by 0 would be?
4 divided by 0 will 0.
You think it's 0. Interesting. Evan, what do you think?
I think it's 0 also.
Okay, interesting. And what about you, Ben? Ben, are you able to hear me? Ben, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because I don't have any reaction at all. Ben, can you hear me? All right, Ben cannot hear us. Oh, you can.
His
Awesome.
audio usually doesn't work too well.
So Ben, could you tell us what you think about 4 divided by 0?
Well, you can't really divide a number by 0.
Well, you know, it's interesting you said you
He's
can't.
right.
And I like that. Charlotte, what do you think?
8 divided by 0? Or is
Yeah.
it 4 divided by 0? It's 4 because it's not divided. Oh wait, no, it's yeah.
So
Wait,
you think it's 4.
it's either I think it's 4.
And are you going to find a place to sit down nice and steady? Because it's a little distracting. It would be great. So,
Sorry, I was trying to go outside, but
oh, yeah, yeah.
my
And that's
computer was dying, and I was trying to find my power bank, which wasn't working, so I'm going inside.
okay, I think that's a great idea. Reed, what do you think?
Yeah.
I think this is undefined, which we learned 2 lessons ago.
Yeah, guys,
Which I think you're trying to see if we remembered or not.
you know, you are right. Do you guys remember when we did vertical slopes and we
Yes.
talked about the concept of rise divided by run? And in this case, our rise was like 4 and our run was 0. And we said that that was going to be undefined. So everybody write that symbol down. A 0 with a slash through it, a forward slash. And the reason we call it undefined is because the number infinity is actually undefined. Now, a lot of times what I like to do, and this is a little silly, so you'll excuse me, but I like to draw the infinity symbol, and then I like to draw undefined under it, and it kind of looks like a face with a nose, with a sort of a crooked nose. And I know that's a little silly, but to me,
It
this
looks
is,
like a face that can't talk because it's slashed.
yeah, this is undefined. Now, I want to see what your calculators say when you do it. So everybody who has a calculator or a computer calculator or any kind of calculator, tell me what it says. So I have many, many different ways when you say, you know,
This time
7
I'm
divided,
actually
wait,
prepared.
not
I
out
actually
loud,
have
read, don't speak
calculator.
out loud. Read, I want you to raise your hand, then I call on you, then you speak. So go for it. Bogdan, you first. And Bogdan, you're muted. Okay,
So,
Bogdan, go for
I
it.
did it on my computer and it said undefined.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. Undefined, and then the symbol. Read, what does yours say?
Not a number.
Not a number. And
did-
anybody else? Did anybody else try it? How about you, Isabella?
Mine said error, and then it also said in parentheses undefined.
Ooh.
And mine's an error too.
Oh, yours says error too, Evan? Interesting. Now,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what does yours say?
Mine says mine has like an E in the middle with like one line on each side.
Yeah, that means error. That means error. Brody, what about you?
Mine says cannot divide by 0.
Yeah, that's what my calculator says. It says can't divide by 0. You actually can, but you don't get a real solution. You get an undefined solution. And it's a really interesting property, but it's one that I want everybody to make sure that they're really, really clear on. Now, going back to this, we know that this is undefined. Now, the properties of 1, everybody say it. A times 1 is what? Go.
1.
A.
No.
A.
A
number.
1 is A. That's the identity property of multiplication. An example would be 7 times 1 is 7. Now, what about A divided by 1? On 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Seven.
As in
Eight.
apple.
It's also A. It's the identity. So
Oh,
whether
I thought you said 8.
sorry about that. Can you see the screen? Can you
Yeah.
guys see the screen? Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So now 8 divided by 1 is 8. Now what about A, the letter A, divided by itself, the letter A?
1.
Wait,
One.
guys, don't answer it until I say 1, 2, 3, because I want everybody thinking about it. Can you give me an example, please? Give me an example. Isabella, go.
9 divided by 9.
9/9 equals 1. Give me another example. Go. Come on, everybody raise your hand, please, electronically, not with your hand. Just electronically push the button, and then it goes off and bogged and go.
Another example
Yes, sir.
is 10 divided by 10 is
And
1.
is there anything wrong with this property? There is something very wrong with this property. Reed's got his hand up. Do you see it, Reed, or is that just from before?
No. That's
Okay.
me.
Do you guys see the problem?
That anything divided by itself is 1 is what's weird about it?
That's not weird about it, but it's wrong. There's something terribly wrong with this property. Something I left out.
Oh, you can't do it with fractions.
Oh, of course you can. 9/9 is 1. 10/10 is 1.
No, I mean like 1/2 divided by 1/2.
1/2 divided by 1/2 is just as 1 as anything else. So 1/2
But
divided by a
isn't
half.
that less than 1?
It's always 1. But guys, we have a problem. Does anybody see
Oh,
the
if it's
problem?
in the negatives?
Nope. In fact,
Wait,
-5 divided by -5 is also 1. You guys are not.
wouldn't it be -1?
Wait, Reed. Hold on a second. Do you guys notice the connection between this property here and this property here? Flag in electronically if you have any ideas. Cole, what do you see? Cole, why is A divided by A not going to work for a particular number? Brenny, any ideas? Brenny, when does this not work? And Brody, I want you to raise your hand electronically. It's going to help me out when we get going on the lesson. Go ahead, Brody.
0 divided by 0.
So A, guys, cannot be 0. In the context of A divided by A, it will always be 1 unless A is 0. So be very, very careful when you're talking about these properties. Now, another property that's really helpful is the commutative property. Like if I say 5 plus 3, that equals 3 plus 5. Is that the
Yeah.
same for multiplication? 5 times 3 equals 3 times 5. Is that correct? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it
Yeah,
work for subtraction?
No.
No.
Why not?
Because 1 would be the whole number and 1 would be that number in the negatives.
Yeah, guys, these numbers are completely opposite. You know what these numbers are? The division? They are called reciprocals. This first one is 5/3 and the other one is 3/5. They are not equal. So the commutative property does not work for division or subtraction, okay? And that is important for you guys to know for this game. Now the next one, nobody call it out. Read, especially I want you to just focus here. I have a to the first power. Who can do a to the first power? A to the first power. Who can do that? A number raised to the first power. And Cole, I want you to raise your hand electronically because it's going to really help me out down the line. Go for it, Cole. Go for it, Cole. Oh, Cole, you're muted. So when you got to unmute yourself, buddy. Keep yourself unmuted.
It'd be A times A for A to the power.
Well, that is true of A squared. A squared is A times A. And now that's a great start. Bogdan, talk to me.
So I think if it's a to the first power, then it's a times 1. So it's a.
You know, it's interesting. Bogdan, I'm going to say two things. I want everybody to focus. A times 1 is not really connected with a to the first power, but it has the same effect. So Bogdan, I'm going to agree with you, but it's not because a times 1 is a. But a to the first power does equal itself. Okay, so really, really important. And Rennie, you keep walking around. You want to get a nice, steady place to be. Now, who can tell me what a to the third power is? Who can try that? A to the third power. Raise your hand electronically. I want to see what that looks like when you do it. Okay, Evan, I want you to tell me what you think.
I think that a times 1 is the number because whenever
we're talking a to the third power. A to the first power was just a. A to the second power was a times itself. That's twice. What do you think a to the third power is?
I think it's going to be a cubed.
Which is?
A times a times a.
Yes, that's exactly right. Now, who can tell me about a to the 0th power? A to the 0th power. So, Reed, I want to hear from you. Go.
You're muted.
Yeah. Trying to get him to unmute. Okay, Bogdan, go.
So
Wait, did you hear me? Oh.
No. You were muted the whole time. So hold on a second. Bogdan, go for it, buddy.
I think we've learned about it in some other lesson, but I think a to the 0th power is 1.
Everybody, take their calculator and see if you can raise a to the 0th
It's
power.
undefined.
It is not undefined. I appreciate you calling out the answer, but it's not undefined. So you take any number at all, guys, put it in your calculator. I use the iPhone calculator for this. And then there's a button that says x to the y power, and then you hit 0, and that will always give you 1. So whatever number you choose, and when you raise it to the first power, it's always, to the 0th power, it's always going to give you the number 1. Now, what I want you guys to do is tell me, are there any exceptions to the rule? What do you think, Milo? What do you think the exception is? Bogdan, what do you think the exception is?
I think it's I think it's 0 to the 0th power.
So 0 to the 0th power is undefined. You cannot do 0 to the 0th. It does not equal 1. So that is the exception. So a cannot equal 0 in the case of the 0th power. So now the last one I want to show you guys is a to the 1/2 power, which is the square root of a. A to the 1/3 power is the third root of a. Let me give you guys an example. If I were to say the square root of 36, what would you say that that is? On 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
6.
6.
Exactly.
6.
Now, what about the third root? The third root of 64. Do not call it out, please. Do not call it out. Lower your hand, please, everybody, and then raise your hand if you know the third root of 64. What number times itself 3 times? Remember what Evan told us. Evan told us that a to the third was a times a times a. So what would a have to be to get to 64? On 3. 1, 2, 3, go. You can say it out loud now.
4.
You should be unmuted.
4.
And it is 4. Very, very nice. Now you guys are ready to play the greatest math game in the history of the world. But Bogdan, do you have a question?
No, I accidentally raised my hand.
Okay, no worries. Now, my favorite game in the whole wide world is called Target Number. And what I did for you guys is I gave you a deck of cards. Now, I gave you a deck of cards that specifically removed all of the kings, all of you kings, all of you queens, all of you jacks, and all of you jokers. So without jokers, queens, kings, and jacks, how many cards are left? On 3.
40.
1, 2, 3, go.
40.
40, very good. Remember, wait till I call so everybody can process. You've got 4 suits of 1 through 10. So therefore, you now are ready to play the game. Some of you will say, oh, Mr. Kramer, I don't have cards. Guess what? It doesn't matter. Take the page 5 in your packet, cut it up into 40 pieces, and you've got yourself your cards. Now, let's start looking at one of my favorite websites. I showed you this website before, but it was for a different reason. Now I programmed
Random.org.
it to only give us 6 cards out of 40 cards in a deck, removing the jacks, queens, kings, and jokers. Every time you hit again, and by the way, this is in you have a link to this. This is going to be your new set of cards. So I want everybody to write down these 6 cards right now. Everybody write down those 6 cards right now.
Wait, what is the first one?
I didn't see them.
Hold on.
Does it matter like what design it has on them?
It does not. That's a great question, though. And I want you to put a special square or circle around the last card. The last card is called your target number. Now, the way a lot of teachers have played this game, I do not approve of because it makes it way too easy. What they say is, oh, all you need to do is use, 2 cards or 3 cards or 4 cards. And that's just too easy. 5 minus 1 is 4. End of game, not much fun. The game we're going to play allows you to use all 4 binary operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You can also use exponents and roots. And now, let the games begin. You have to use all 5 cards. You must use all 5 cards. So I'm going to give you one solution right now. Notice that the first thing I see is my target number, 5 minus 1. Then I see 5 and 5, and doesn't 5 subtract out to 0?
Yes.
And isn't 0 times anything equal to 0?
Yeah.
And then
Except
did you
0.
see 4 times 0 is 4?
No.
All right,
No.
let's try again. Do you
4
agree
plus.
4 plus.
4 times 0 equals 4? No, it equals 0. So Mr. Kramer used the wrong operation. Instead of multiplication, what do I need to use?
Addition.
Or, and 4
Subtraction.
plus or minus 0 equals 4. So in that case, guys, I used a lot of the properties that we just learned about. Now, this is kind of an interesting solution, but there are, I bet, 100 solutions for these 6 cards. Who can come up with a solution right now? And I want you raising your hand electronically if you have a solution. And so can you chat that solution to me, please?
All right. Let me just quickly chat it.
I do.
Chitty chat.
Yeah, but don't speak out loud because I'm trying to get everybody to really concentrate. And guys, do not do this in your head. You should be working with a pencil, feverishly writing it down, because even when people get the answer, they forget their method. Write it down and you'll never forget it.
Do you know it? No.
And this is not an easy one, guys. This one is definitely challenging. The way this game is played is when you're playing with 2 people, whoever comes up with the solution first gets to keep the 6 cards. There are 6 rounds because with 40 cards, if you divide 40 by 6, you can only have 6 rounds of cards, and then you have a remainder of 4, and then you would shuffle the deck again. So it's a really, really fun game. When my more advanced students play this game,
Oh, never mind.
they actually have to find multiple solutions. So I'm going to, and Reed, when you send me a solution, you need to actually say, you know, I took 5 plus Z plus 1 is this, and then, because yours is, I can't read it. There's nothing that I was able to
No.
understand.
That was before when I was testing it. I just
Okay,
put a
great,
bunch
great.
of stuff
So,
in.
but
I noticed it and it went to 5, so I'm trying to find a different solution now.
okay, great. Brody, I'm trying to unmute you so you can give us your solution. Go for it.
Well, I don't have a solution, but why can't you use kings and queens and jokers as like 11, 12, like that?
Well, you know, it's interesting that you say that. Believe it or not, I have tried it with 11s, 12s, and 13s, and it actually becomes too easy. It's much harder when you have smaller numbers. So it's a great question. In fact, somebody suggested, Brody, that using jokers for 0 would be kind of an interesting variation on the game. But I'm really surprised, guys, that I don't hear anyone giving me a solution yet. I mean, guys, do you agree? And I want to show you one method that I use. One method that I use, I call the backwards method. You guys want to see the backwards method? So do you guys agree that 4 is 2 times 2?
I think I got it.
Correct.
Or 2 plus 2? You guys agree?
Yeah.
Okay, watch this, guys. Do you agree that 7 and 5 make 2?
12.
Guys, does 7 minus 5 equal 2?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes. Does 5 divided by 5 equal what?
1.
And does
Oh,
I
one,
get it. Oh,
does 1 plus 1
I've got it.
equal what?
2.
2.
And therefore, I use my 2's now in either multiplication or addition to get my 4. That's just one of many,
got
many,
it.
many solutions. If you have it, you better raise your hand electronically because I keep asking you to do that, and I really would like to see that. Isabella, you go first and then read.
Well, I have a question. When we do this, when we do this for our work, are we allowed to have people in our family help us out with it?
Oh,
Figure out
absolutely. In fact, I love it. In fact, Isabella, I'm going to give you a challenge later that I would love to see your parents do, because one of my students challenged me and said, Mr. Kramer, I came up with a group of cards that won't work, which is really, really fun. So Isabella, yes. Now, Isabella, do you have a solution?
No.
Okay, give me your solution, buddy.
So it's 7 minus 5, square root of 5, which is 1, plus
Wait. Hold on.
5.
Hold on. Read. Slow down. 7 minus 5. Is that what you just said? Is that how you started?
No, 7 minus the square root of 5,
Now, unfortunately,
which
the
is 1.
square root of 5, no, the square root of 5 is a very, very irrational number. 2 point something, ... So that was a great start. But Reed, I want you to stay away from square roots right now because you're going to need a 1 and a 2 to raise it to the 1/2 power. So stay away from square roots and see if you can do it. Go back to the drawing board. Charlotte, give me your solution, please.
My solution is 5 plus 5 is, of course, 10. Minus 7 is 3. And then 3 plus ace is 4.
And that is awesome with only one exception. And that exception, Charlotte, is you have 1 card remaining.
Oh, wait, we're supposed to use all of them?
That is the challenge. That's why my game is really challenging. You don't have to roll 5. We could just do 5 minus 1, and that would be it. So see if there's some way, Charlotte, that you can use your method and get rid of all the cards. Evan, do you have anything for me?
Not yet. No.
Okay, keep working it, guys. Whoops. That's weird. There it is. Now, guys, I'm going to try another one. I'm going to try to find an 8. That's not going to work. 8. Oh, I got it, guys. You ready for this one? Remember my method of working backwards, right? 8 divided by 2 equals what, guys?
4.
Okay, are you ready? Everybody focus. Give me an 8. You guys see the 8?
Yeah.
Okay, now I need a 2. How am I going to find a 2? I used Charlotte's method of 5 plus 5 is 10. And then I did what with 10? Come on, guys. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And then I took 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I first decided how I wanted to create 4. And then I just did it. So I want you guys to try to figure out a way to get there. So what I'm going to do, because that was actually a little bit difficult, I'm going to go to random.org again. And I'm going to ask it to give us a different group of cards. All right, everybody write them down. 3 is your target. And remember, use my method of working backwards.
Wait, what's the 4th card? I can't see. It looks like a question
Fourth
mark.
card is a 7.
Oh, okay.
Bogdan, is it clear now?
Yep, that's clear.
Okay, great. So 3 is our target. By the way, I love that sound. What I hear right now is somebody working with their pencil. I do not see everybody working with their pencil. Cole, I'm not sure you are. Milo, I'm not sure you are. I can tell that Isabella is, that Charlotte is. Brenny, I can't see you. I can see.
Can we use a 0 in it?
Pencil. Say again?
Can we use a 0 in it? Like, can we do 8 times 0 and then use 0?
Why not? Man, that is one of my favorite properties, Charlotte. That
Wait,
is
we
one of
can't?
my, absolutely. But you have to generate a 0.
Okay.
You have to create a 0. I'm struggling a
Can we
little
use 3 in the equation as a card, or?
3 is only your target. You may not use 3, but you
Okay.
must use 5, 4, 10, 7, and 8. Those are great questions. Ooh, ooh. I found a beautiful one. Brody, I want to hear yours first. Everybody.
I don't have one, but can we add and subtract and multiply multiple things at once?
Can you give me an example? Like, give me a strategy,
Like,
and I'll tell you.
like 3 plus 0 plus 0.
But you don't have a 0. So show me, use the cards here, and I'll tell you if you can do it. And Reed, do you have a solution?
Almost.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
You raised your hand. So
Oh no, that's still raised. No, my hand's not raised.
Well, I just put it down. But
Oh, it's probably raised from before.
yeah, no worries, my friend.
Oh, I got one.
Ben, are you working on this?
I got one.
Yeah.
Okay, Bogdan, that's awesome. Everybody take a break. Bogdan, give us your solution.
I think I got it. So, first you have 10 and 7, which make 3.
Okay.
And then you have, so you have 3. And then you do 5 plus 4, which is 9. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 1 times 3 is 3.
I gotta say, it's magnificent. While we're here, guys, everybody look up. I want to show you a fun one that I found. 7 plus 8 is what, guys? Come on.
15.
15. Everybody look up at
It's the
this.
start of mine.
15 divided by 5 is what?
3.
3.
All right, you with me on this?
Yeah.
10 minus 4 is what?
6.
6.
And 6 minus our 3 is 3. Now, Brody, did you come up with a like a question for me yet as to what you're thinking about in terms of double using numbers?
No.
Okay, because I wanna make sure that, see, Brody, look at everything I did. Every time you do something, you've got to use that number.
Right.
You've got to use the numbers you come up with. So Cole, what are you working on, Cole? Give me your approach right now.
I just sent you what I think is the correct thing. If you use 3 different equations.
All right, so take me through it, Reed.
So, I did 7 plus 4 in parentheses minus 10, which is 11 minus 10, which equals 1. I set it as the variable w. 8 minus 5 is 3. I set that as the variable q. Q times w equals 3.
And I agree. Now, what's interesting is you actually made it a little bit more complicated by bringing in the algebra, but I love it. The algebra is awesome, but here you don't need it. You simply need to say, hey, 7 minus 4 I'm sorry, 7 plus 4 is 11, 11 minus 10 is 1, 8 minus 5 is 3, and 3 times 1 is 3. And that is a beautiful solution. Now, guys, keep working it. Come up with another solution, Reed. Everybody, keep working it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I came up with another solution.
Yeah, why don't you send that to me so everybody
I
can.
came up with.
Oh, Reed, send it to me in a chat. That way everybody can concentrate. There you go, bud. Ooh.
Let me quickly do that.
Oh boy. Sworn I got it. 9, 7, 6. Ah, got it. Everybody look up for a second, please. Does everybody agree that 7 plus 4 is 11? Yes? Does everybody agree that 11 minus 5 equals 6? 10 plus 8 is 18. And what am I going to do with the 18 and the 6, guys?
You're
Divide.
gonna do 18 and divide by 6.
18 divided by 6 equals 3. So folks, I just want to tell you that there are so many solutions. Would you like the question that Ben L. asked me yesterday? He thought there was no solution. And since then, we have found 3 solutions. Are you ready? Are you guys ready for the big challenge?
Wait, did you see? Yeah.
Go ahead. Read. What was your question, buddy?
Is the one I sent you in the chat correct?
Yes, it is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, you guys ready? The target number in Ben L was 9. And the numbers were 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. Can you solve it? And nobody gets to call it out. There are 3 solutions, and I do not know if there is a 4th. It's the one set of
What are
cards.
the numbers?
It's the one. Wait. Please raise your hand electronically if you want to speak. It's
How
the
many
one.
ones are there?
Well, how many ones do you see on the screen?
4.
Oh,
I'm gonna show screen again just to make sure you can see it, because there are 4 1s and a 2. Those are the 5 cards. Charlotte, do you have a question? Or do you have a solution?
No, I have one.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really simple.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So don't give it away yet. Brody, same thing. Try to find the other 2 solutions. So your job, Charlotte and Brody, right now is to find 3 solutions. Everybody else better be working. Cole, I do not see you writing. I can actually tell when somebody's writing. It's a certain type of concentration. And Evan, I don't see you writing. Maybe I'm wrong. Rennie, I think I see you writing. Ben, I sort of see you writing. And Isabella, I see you writing. If you don't write it out, there's no way that it's going to work. And if somebody that named themselves something that I don't recognize, You have to put your own name back because I don't know who you are. Okay? So you have
Is
to.
that correct?
Reed, can
Hello?
you explain to me what yours does?
All right. So
And the
2
second one.
squared is 4. 2 squared is 4.
Yes, yes. Well, how do you get 2 squared?
1 squared is 2.
Wait, how do you, wait,
Isn't
start-
1
wait,
squared
wait.
is
Do me a favor. 1 squared, 1 to the second power is what, Reed?
2? Oh yeah, it's 1.
1 times 1. So go back to the drawing board on that, but that's a great start. Cole? Go for it, Cole. Cole, you raised your hand and you're not muted.
Mine was 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. And 2 plus 1 is 3. And 3 times 3 is 9.
Charlotte, was that yours too?
I actually.
Charlotte,
Yeah.
was that yours?
Wait, what was it again? What was it again?
Well, Cole said 1 plus 1
was
plus
it?
1 is 3. And then he said 1 plus 2 is 3. And then he did 3 times 3 is 9. Is that what you got? Bogdan, you got that
Wait,
too?
it's 9? I thought it was 2. I thought it was 2.
Well, do you see the red square circle that is around the 9?
Oh, it's 9? I thought it was 2. I didn't see the 9.
Oh, that's okay. So yes, the target number is definitely 9. Bogdan? Bogdan?
I got the answer. I chatted to you.
Good,
So-
good.
I got,
Wait, hold on a second. Bogdan, is this you now?
Yeah.
All right, good. By the way, who is
Yeah.
Moonwisher? Who is Moonwisher?
Oh, it didn't change back?
Yeah, who
That
is-
was me, but it didn't change back for some reason. I
Okay.
renamed myself back to Shark Sky.
Okay, no
I
problem.
got it.
And
I
Bogdan,
think
go.
I got it.
Does it show it now?
Bogdan, go.
okay, so I had 2 to the power of 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. So 2 to the power of 3 is 2 times 2, which is 4 times 2, 8. And 8 plus 1 is 9.
You mean plus 1 is 9.
Oh, that,
Very, very
Plus
nice.
1 is 9.
So Brody, what did yours look like?
Oh, I had the 1 plus 1 plus 1 times the 1 plus 2.
Awesome. And Cole, are you working on another one right now, Cole?
I have one.
And Reed, you
Yeah.
have another one. Wait, before you go
2
ahead.
squared.
Wait, hold on a second. Before you go ahead, Evan, I want to make sure. Isabella, Ben, are you clear on Bogdan's solution? Do you understand that 2 to the
Yeah.
third power is 8? 2 times 2 times 2. Is everybody clear on that? Okay, if you have any questions, raise your hand now before we go forward. Okay, now, Reed, you were going to give us yours.
The solution.
Who's that?
All right, 2 squared. Me.
I think so.
So 2,
And you can't
2
say
squared.
you can't say 2 squared until you tell me where you got the other 2 from.
Oh,
So if you want to say 1 plus 1
it's-
is 2, and then now
oh
you
yeah. 1
say
plus
2
1
squared.
is 2 squared.
Well,
Oh,
1 plus 1 is 2.
oh,
2 to
I
the
was
power of
off.
2 is 2 squared, which is 4.
Is 4.
And then how are you going to use these other 2
And-
or 1?
Oh, I was off by 1. I found 8. 1 plus 1 is 2.
And then 4
And
times
2
8.
times 4 is 8, and you add 1.
That's a great,
Oh, yeah, but that's off by 1.
that's a great try. Charlotte, do you have another one?
It is 1 more.
No.
How about you, Cole? Cole, you had your hand up. I just
I
want to.
got okay, yeah. I had like 2 plus 1 is 3. And 3 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 3.
Right.
And then 3 cubed is 9.
Ah, now
No.
wait a minute. Now Brody, remember Brody, you were asking me a question about that. Now Cole, you used the 2 and the 1 to get the 3, correct? Cole, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you then add. Did you add? What did you do with the ones? Did you add them?
Multiply.
Yeah. So you did 3 times 1
Multiply.
times 1 times 1. And what is
Yeah.
that, Cole?
3.
And Cole, you've already used up all your cards. Used up your 1 and your 2, used up your 1, your 1 and your 1. You're left with 3. You need 9. Now, I got to tell you, Cole, you're on to something. So, Brody, go.
So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3 to the power of 2.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Now, what do you want to do with the 3? Everybody look at this. Everybody look at this, please. Isabella, Charlotte, and I don't know where you are, Milo. Go ahead.
Oh, I see what he did.
So go ahead, buddy.
My hands.
So Brody, what did you do with 3? Uh-oh.
So 3 to the power of 2.
You guys see it? What is 3 to the power of 2, everybody? Come on, say it.
8.
No.
I mean, what, 9?
2 to the power of
9.
3 is 8, but 3 squared is 9. And Brody, what did you do then?
I multiplied it by 1.
Yes. And Brody, that
I actually think I've got one.
that's the third solution that we found, guys. So Bogdan found one, Brody found one, Cole found one, and now Reed, can you find a fourth?
Did we do? Oh yeah, he just did that. Never mind. I was thinking that he did 3 to the power 2, but because you wrote that down, but Mike internet's really glitchy, and then it just shown what was the lower 2 to the power 3. I just thought that.
Now, guys, the
But
next one
you could do 2 times 3.
That's right. That's right. Now, the next one I'm going to give you guys has a target number of 1. I don't know if it's easier or harder, but I have an idea for you, but I'm not going to give it to you until you first try. So pick up those pencils.
I found it out.
Reed, I want you to learn how to, please raise your hand electronically, and then I will call on you. If you can follow that rule, I would be most appreciative. So everybody start working. Everybody start working on it. And Reed, you should find 10 solutions right now, 10 solutions. And I'll call on you in a minute.
Oh, no.
I want you to work as many solutions as you can.
All right, I just need to quickly write this.
So Ben, do you have any ideas for us? Anything you want to start out with? How about you, Rennie? Anything that you can share with us that you're thinking about? Not yet? All right, how about you, Isabella?
I think I may have found
All right, go for it. Give it a shot.
6 minus 5, which is 1. And then plus 7 minus 9 plus 7.
Wait. Plus 7 minus 9 plus 7. And that gives us 8, 15, and 15 minus 9 is 6. So good try. And I want everybody, just for time, to look up right now. Everybody pencils down and look up, okay? Now watch this. You ready? Whenever I see a 1, guess what my strategy is? A to the 0th power. A to the 0th power. Are you guys watching? Do you agree that 7 minus 7 is my 0? Yes? Do you agree that 9 plus 5 plus 6 is I don't care? Do you see it?
Yes.
And I don't care in this case is what?
Yep.
20, right?
Is
20. And then 20 to the 0th power is going to give me 1. So that is just one method. Now, Reed, finish us off with another method. Go.
I actually have 3.
Okay, give us the one you like the best.
Well, it's 2. You literally reverse it once. But it's fine.
Read as fast as you can since we are behind. We are over 1 minute. Go, buddy.
7 times 7 equals 1. 5 plus 6 minus
Stop,
9
stop,
equals
stop.
0.
7 times 7 does not equal 1. Did you mean to say 7 divided by 7?
I mean 7 divided by 7.
Okay, keep going.
7 divided by 7.
Go.
Equals 1. 5 plus 6 minus 9 equals 0. 1 plus 0 equals 1.
Okay, I do not agree that 5 plus 6 minus 9 equals 0. It equals 2, but that's okay. What can you do with the 2 and the 1? Go ahead.
You can subtract them.
Excellent.
You can subtract them.
Excellent. And then, Brody, what's yours?
Oh, I had the same thing as Reed.
Oh, that's awesome. How about you, Cole? Unmute yourself, Cole. Go ahead, Cole.
Mine was 9 minus 7 equals 2, and 7 minus 5 equals 2. And then 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And then 3 minus 2 equals 1.
Oh my God, that was elegant. I gotta say, guys, you guys rock big time. Now, what I want to tell you is this.
Can I say?
Not right now. We are way over, and I apologize to everybody and their families for that. But guys, I've given you 8 challenge ones to do. I want you to find as many solutions as possible. Go on the random.org that I programmed for you and play this game at least once a day. Play it with your family. Call your grandparents and teach them the game. It is so much fun. And when you start to think backwards, you're going to really rock with this game. So I want you to have some fun with this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start with, let's see. Let's start with 52 cards in a normal deck. And our target number is 13. Everybody go. Negative 52, go. Come on.
Wait, how many are there?
Yeah.
Negative 30 what? Come on, guys.
Negative
39. Let's add
9.
13. Negative
Negative
26. Negative. Come on, guys.
13.
13. But
Negative
don't ever
13.
say negative. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Food we appreciate. Infinity. Infinity. Never try to define infinity. I will see you guys in 168 hours. Play this game, get really good, and send me any challenges that you cannot solve, because I will help to solve them if I can. All right, guys, it was awesome. You were amazing. Have a great evening. Good night.